Facebook going? YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to get some of these other streams on. Like a good 5 seconds here, folks. Yo, this Mace. All right, let's see where we live at. All right, Facebook, what up? Instagram, what up? YouTube, what's up? Man, I don't really have anything pre-planned to say or to tell you guys, but I wanted to stop by for just a moment to let you know how much I love you. You know how much I love you guys. It's because I'm missing out on maybe the event that I wanted to attend the most of this whole year. Shout out to my cousin Ace, is throwing a major event. Wow, look at that. Look at this cutie talking smack on the gram. What's up, Natty? Anyway, yeah, shout out to Ace, man. If you guys are not, well, actually, no, you should be joining me for the live tomorrow regardless. Now, I'm not going because I'm preparing for you guys, and actually I came on here to answer some very last minute questions. But if you're gonna be out tonight, send me a DM. I'll send you to the best event and the best party in West Palm Beach, guaranteed. I know a guy. Ask me about it. So anyway, I just wrote this email, and if anybody's on my email list, let me start off by apologizing to you for two reasons. Because one, I made about maybe 4 different emails that were automated to go out just to send reminders, because I really want tomorrow to be fucking popping, man. I want it to really blow up. I want to have a lot of people, a lot of engagement. I feed off of you guys' energy quite a bit. So I'm just really excited. I want to have as many people as possible. So that's why I was filling up your inbox today. So I apologize in advance. Not really, but that's a polite thing to say. But I actually was compelled to write another one. So now I'm in your inbox 6, 7 times. I don't know, what do you call it? Like a simp, I guess you would call that. But no, hitting you guys up because I saw some news about the stimulus check, and so I titled this thing, I catfished the subject line just to get people to respond, and I said, yo, your stimulus check, this is what to do about it. Now here's the truth of the matter. I don't know shit about the stimulus check. I don't know how much it is. I don't know if it's happening. I don't know what political parties believing in what. I don't know any of that shit, because I firmly believe that you should not rely on anybody, especially in this time, place, all the opportunities with the internet, everything. Why you would ever, you know what I'm saying, rely on anybody else for your livelihood, for your family's livelihood, for your friends, if you have kids, stuff like that. It's ridiculous to me. And that's one thing that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, is just empowering yourself. You know what I mean? And I want to show you the tools to do this. Coming on here making crazy promises or trying to, teach, oh, you could be rich doing some crazy shit. No. I had a long journey, right? I quit my job in 2012. But for me, I want to tell you guys, I was never, and I'm not being egotistical with this, I was never a lazy person. I worked my ass off of my job. I made that company probably millions of dollars. And I was somewhat appreciated. I'm sure some people have worse experiences, but I was subject to the corporate life, having to ask for days off and vacation days and being rejected and coming into work at 7 and taking a 2-hour drive from West Palm Beach down to South Beach, Miami, and back every day, sitting in Miami traffic. I got called into HR because I printed in color and not black and white. We're making this company hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're hitting me up on some bullshit. Yeah, next time you print in color, you're gonna get, you're gonna get written up or some shit like that. So, it's absolutely ridiculous. And thank you guys for your questions. I'm gonna jump on that in just a second. They're coming in different places. But so that's what I want to talk to you about. So I guess I want to share a little bit of my story and just saying yo, I quit my job, and to be honest with you guys, I quit it a little bit prematurely, in the sense that they say you should typically have about 6 months of savings saved up before you quit your job. And I would actually agree with that very much. It's a very safe thing to do. And I had a young daughter at the time, Jade was still a baby. And I quit my job only because I tried the saving thing, but at the end of the money, there was always more month. You know what I'm saying? I was, my job was paying me $50,000 a year, and at the end of the month, and it's not like I was spending crazy. This is before I was going out, before I had friends, before I was more of a socialite than I am these days. So I wasn't spending crazy. My biggest personal expense was just ATT, American Top Team. It was my MMA gym. It was like 150 a month, but I couldn't even afford that. And so I couldn't save for 6 months. So I just quit, and I'm not recommending this, but I quit with the mentality that, look, I have to make this shit work, and I'm going to make it work. Otherwise, my daughter's not going to eat. I can't buy diapers. And so that's exactly what I did. And again, I'm not recommending that, but because I did it that way, I feel like I know and I'm qualified to talk about like how to really, really, really make this shit happen. And so for those of you that don't know, that's what I'm talking about tomorrow. That's what I've been preparing for, or I'm preparing for right now at this very moment, is prepping for a 3-day training that I'm doing tomorrow. One of my students, I think it was Larissa or Marina, one of you guys just texted me, I saw it pop up. I might be back in a bit, but she said, how long is the training going to be? And I would love to give you guys a time. I know that's the professional thing to do as a businessman or whatever. I don't know, because I'm going to start at 10 a.m., but I'm going to stay as long as you guys have questions. And that might be a little inconvenient on a weekend, but no, I'm really am committed to that. I want this to be an event that people talk about, and not just talk about to be like, that was fun, that was inspiring. That's cool, but I want people to talk about it and be like, that's the shit that got me my first deal. I'm not saying that the training will change your life, although it might, but I'm saying like, yo, that's the training that got me my first deal that paid me $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 with no money down, that I didn't be a fucking idiot with and go buy like a bunch of Rolexes, but instead I invested in myself. I took the 20K, I put it into my marketing, because I always say you could do a deal with no money, absolutely 100%, but you don't want to run a business with no money. So you take that 10, 20K, you know what I'm saying, put it back into your business. Now you spend it on marketing, now you got a business, right? And then you get that type of shit off anyway, because, you know, part of your business, you don't have to pay tax on all that, whatever. And then you start a business. And that's what I want tomorrow to be for you guys. So if you don't know part of what I'm talking about, hopefully you know. I would hope so. But anyway, tomorrow, Friday, starts my 3-day training, right? So a part of this is me just sharing my experience, my story, that I feel like a lot of you are really going to relate to, how I did it. Because, you know, some people start with bar mitzvah money or a loan. And like, if you can, fuck, that's awesome, man. Do that shit. But, you know, if you don't have it, like I literally started, no savings, no nothing. Young daughter, you know, Jade was probably like a year and a half old, and it was do or die, like literally no plan B. And so that's why I feel like I'm very much qualified to talk about this. Plus my like decade of experience in the business, you know. And again, it's a beautiful life right now. I still got a long way to go. I got my goals. I'm gonna hit and do more business and all that good stuff. But I can absolutely show you how to do your first deal. And if you're very, very diligent and follow the plan I'm going to lay out for you, and it's going to be step by step, man. I'm not going to tell you some generic shit that, you know, I got my YouTube videos, other people have YouTube videos, and it is good information, but I have noise canceling. I just realized I'm still playing music. That's not too loud, right? Let me know if it's too loud. Anyway, lost my train of thought. What was I saying here? That's all good information. What I'm going to do tomorrow is show you that there is a strategic, very much linear path that you need to go through when you're trying to achieve this. You know, you're going to hear their techniques and strategies that work, but this is why some people can follow one technique and do very well with it, and others will fail at it, because there's a linear path, a very strategic path that you need to follow in order. Now, I want to talk to you about your specific market, doing some of the deep work, the internal work, things that maybe some people don't talk about, even touching on mindset and stuff like that, where we're going to jump into the internal resource that you have, meaning how much time do you actually have? You know, not bullshit. Like I have people who hit me up and they're like, I'll work however long it takes. I'm like, no, make a schedule. Show me when you work your 9 to 5, when you have to pick up your kids from school, how much, you know, you have dinner time with the family. Let's figure out your actual time so I can hold you accountable to that. And then let's figure out your actual budget. And then you let me know. And then we'll do some market research and do it based on data and not hearsay. And then I'll tell you what the strategy is that you should pursue. And then you need to hit it like a fucking madman or woman and just go after it as aggressively as possible. And when you have the right strategy and you have the right conviction and the right whys and the right motivation and the work ethic and the support and the accountability and the belief, and I could probably like throw a couple more adjectives, nouns, and or verbs on there. But when you have all that stuff, then this shit work. Okay, this is what I'm going to be showing you guys for the next 3 days. Like I said, one of my students is joining and she just texted me and said, how long is it going to be? I don't know, man. We're starting at 10 a.m. on Friday and we're going till you guys get tired or I get tired. Let's take a bet so you get tired first. But seriously, I'm committed. I could say, 10 to 3, 10 to 5, some shit like that. Probably be around 5, 6 will end. But for me, I'm going to end when you guys are satisfied. Okay. Now you have to invest in yourself. I made it very, very attainable, inexpensive. It's $197 for all 3 days, but better news coming. And some people told me, you know what, I don't have the $197. And the thing about it is, it's not even about the price tag, but resourcefulness, man. If you can't find a way to $197, there's a chance you might not be able to find a way to do some of the things I'm going to ask you to do during this program. It takes a little bit of that muscle that you have to stress and get out of your comfort zone, that you have to take some risks. Anyway, do that. You're going to get 3 days of training, mentoring live with me. I'm going to answer all your questions, live Q&A. I'm going to show you examples for my students. My students are very, very successful students who are doing their first deals have been 10,000, 20,000. My highest student to this day's first deal was 55,000. Most of them are done with no money. One of my students, if you guys see my emails coming out, shout out to Logan. He did, what was it again? 49,000 in 3 weeks in terms of timeline. Just one of the best things. And he sent me screenshots. Some people like to keep their stuff on the down low and ask me not to disclose, which I always respect. But he sent me screenshots. You can see it on my Instagram, on my emails. And then he did another one, I think a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks after that. So this dude literally came from, just like me, very low budget, low place, and made over $57,000 in 4.5, maybe 5 weeks. And I'm going to show you guys how to do the same and how to, you won't probably, in most all likelihood, you won't start doing that. I'm not trying to make false promises, but if you stick with it, and there was a time where, probably everyone, myself, my students, they get in maybe a little bit of a doubt mode, like, hey, I don't know if I can do this, it's not working, stuff like that. I'm show you how to stick with it, right? And make sure that you make it work for you. The good news that I was saying, yes, the training is 3 days for $197. Also, a lot of my successful students that have made $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on their first deals. Like I said, the top to date, $55,000 first deal with no money down. They've also all invested in my online training course, Wholesaling with Mike University, and or been in my mentoring program, and I charge anywhere, depending on the time, the demand, and the level, from $997 up to $9,997 for training. You guys are gonna get the same access to me for as long as I can possibly stay awake. And I'm not a big fan of energy drinks. I know they're really bad for you, but I got them. Okay, I got some energy drinks. So I'm gonna be up with you answering all your questions, and you get full access to me. It's $197, but you also get obviously a recording of the full 3-day program, and what's the and part? And access to Wholesaling Mike University 2.0, which is kind of a reteaching of everything that's in my course, but I want to update it because the tech, there's new software available, there's new techniques, new strategies, things I've learned over the years that weren't available, or new techniques, new lists. I want to get as specific as possible. I want to give you objective, small, tangible information, step-by-step things, so you never get overwhelmed. So that's kind of the idea there. And so you know exactly what to do. The idea is to make it like one of those, I don't know if anyone has kids, but the paint by numbers or connect the dots. It's not ambiguous. It's like, did you do the thing? Yes or no? If you did it, move to the next one. If you didn't, do the shit until you get to the next thing. And that's the type of way that I like to teach. I'll even tell you my negative feedback. Sometimes I get messages like, Mike, you kind of a dick when you talk about this stuff. And I say, you know what? I'd rather be a dick that gets you results than somebody that makes you feel good, but you still never get any deals. And then part of that is, being held accountable, and also giving you things that, where exactly what you need to be doing. So that's what I'm giving you. And that's the purpose behind recreating this new program. So you guys are also going to be a part of that, because I've already been taking your questions. And thank you again to everyone who submitted their answers to that survey I sent out like a week ago. So I really do appreciate that, and I've read every single one of those questions, and I'm going through that. But when you do take the training, again, it's $197 for 3 days, but then you're going to get my course, which sells for $997. It's going to be re-released at the end of December. You're going to get that absolutely free, and I don't ever want this to be a course that is finished, right? Because I'm going to be in this business. I'm a real estate investor. What I do, I'll expand to other things. I've done rehabs. My goal is to own apartment buildings, commercial, and get into that stuff. But I always want to support this program as new stuff happens. It's a cool thing about wholesaling. You can use it as a means to an end. If you got 10 deals, keep that when you get to a level where you have a little cash stacked up, keep the very best ones for yourself, and then wholesale the other 9. It's a great way to go. And we'll talk about all that planning and stuff like that. Give you guys an action plan and things like that as we go through the 3-day training, which I'm going to jump off here in a minute because I got to get back to making content, and I got to get a decent night's sleep because I plan on being up for quite some time. But yeah, in addition to that, the point I was making is I don't plan on finishing this course. I'm making it in a way that it's more or less evergreen, so I can go in and as you guys have questions, give me feedback, come into my Facebook mastermind group, and we have those discussions. I can record things, do live recordings, make videos, and screen share tutorials, all that stuff, and just keep adding to the program. And so everyone who invests in the training is going to get the course for free, and that course you're going to get the lifetime updates for free. So it's always going to be teach you the most. So at this time, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's joining me. If you're not joining me, I really want to encourage you to join me. I promise this is going to be the most intense, most thorough, biggest training I've ever done. I'm incredibly excited about it, and I'm missing that party tonight for you guys. And if you guys seen the marketing, the party, or the expectations for what's going down, you're gonna know that I really love you because this shit's gonna be fucking amazing. But anyway, Jesus Christ, this is such a ratchet song playing. Killing my vibe, man. Not really, but totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm starting at 10 in the morning. What I was saying, if you guys are still on the fence about joining, I would encourage you. I'm not gonna say just join, but I have a video where you can at least see what I'm gonna be covering, and I show you the full course outline. Just watch it. No hard sales pitch type of shit like that. Just check it out, and then also know that just like everything else I do, 100%, infinite percent stand behind everything. I'm putting together something that, like I said, I think it's going to be the best training you've ever been on. And if you feel like this is whatever, but 1,000% make some highly successful wholesalers out of this who will go on to quit their 9-to-5, be full-time wholesalers, and maybe go on to do other things, whether it's in real estate or just pursuing their passion. And I would love for anyone watching this to go back to making some content. Thank you, guys. Let me just check. I know some questions and stuff like that. You know how I go back to that. How do you find motivated sellers virtually? A lot of different ways, man. I mean, me personally, I use I get the majority of my information these days through my CRM. It's called RealFacts. And through that system, I can actually go in and find various lists of motivated sellers, foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, so like short sales and stuff like that. I can find probate, vacant, and depending on what you're targeting, I do target a lot of listed properties. There are criteria, those can be done. I got examples, real deals. We're going to go through some of those studies. I have examples for my students. I've done deals with investing some money, yes, but I have done deals with no money down. I have students who have done that. We'll look at some of those case studies. So I do some of those. I do those listed stuff, and then there are ways to do the unlisted stuff as well. And most of my offers, I'm not sure if there were specifics to that question, but it's just a matter of, at this point, I've done a lot of direct mail. Now I have virtual assistants as well as myself doing cold calling, which I really like because it's a skill set that I feel like it's a little nerve-wracking for people, but once you start to build it up, I find it enjoyable. I kind of like talking to people, and I feel like it keeps me sharp every time someone gives me some shit or makes me feel kind of bad. It's kind of like, ooh, it's like a challenge, man. Like I need to level up, and I enjoy that part actually, whereas a lot of people don't. But I didn't start off that way. I started off hating that shit. So I'm going to show you how to kind of cultivate that skill as well. There are a lot of different ways you can go about it, and then you can, I do deals virtually that are like 5 miles from where I live, just because I don't have to go. And for me, it's largely a waste of time. I'd rather take my daughter to the park. So you can do that too. But then I also have students who live in different states. I've had students who live in different countries, and they do deals with me here virtually in Florida too. So we're going to talk about all that stuff on the 3-day event. Remember, it's starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Time is it now? 8. I got to still record some content. And like I said, I'm going to try to go to bed by like, I think midnight would be good. Like, I probably wake up at like, I usually wake up at 5 in the morning, but I think I might sleep in a little bit so I could be fully energized for the weekend. Maybe, we'll see. But I'm gonna try to get some sleep tonight. So definitely join me tomorrow, right? If you guys have any additional questions, I'm gonna be checking later tonight and also obviously in the morning. I'm gonna check so I can address these all throughout the weekend. So go ahead and DM me. It's Mike Hill TWT. Yeah, that's my Instagram. If you're watching anywhere else, you can hit the Facebook group, wholesalewithmike.com. I'm sorry, Wholesale with Mike. Just search on Facebook. It's my public group. Instagram, YouTube, I'll check all the comments. You guys leave me questions. I'll be sure to take care of them, right? So I hope to see you guys starting at 10 a.m. until whenever, until you're content with knowing that you're going to do a deal in the next 30 to 45 days, ideally. If you really put the work in, it's absolutely doable. People ask, like, how long does it take me to get my first deal? It's like, dude, honestly, I know you would love to hear, like, everyone can do it in X amount of time. The reality is, it's what you put into it. Like, I have students who have, who make, I say 3 calls in, 3 months. And I have students who make 300 calls in a day. Obviously, the results look very different. I remember there's one case study I love to show. It's from Belinda, one of my favorite students, just because one of my earlier students when I first started coaching, and I'd say most people that went through my Wholesale at Mike University program, the core curriculum and the main part, I'd say the average person takes about 2 weeks to go through it. And she hits me up, and again, this is not someone I know, and she's like, "Yo, Mike, I went through half the program today, first day." She's like, "I'm going to do the other half tomorrow." And I was like, okay, sure. Sure enough, she did. Sure enough, she's one of the people I like to brag about because she sent me this, really great testimonial in our Facebook group, which I love to show off. I think I showed in like almost all my trainings. And she's like, yeah, hey, everyone, I did, I think her first day was like $19,000 in change. And she was like, yo, I did this with no money. She had also quit her job a little bit prematurely, but I love her testimonial because she was like, dude, I thought about going back to work, but I knew I couldn't. And like, I did deals with no money. She talks about like going to bed on an empty stomach. She didn't have money for food and shit like that. And, now she's crushing it. And so it really depends on what you put into it. But I'm going to show you exactly what you need to put into it. I've been through it. Didn't start with any head starts. Started with nothing, really. And from a really rough place, rough time in my life, not only in terms of like my finances, which were horrific, but even personal, my relationship, my having a young daughter, a little baby at home, trying to care for and stuff like that. And I shout out to my mentor too. Couldn't have done it without him. Shout out to Lex. But yeah, it really made a huge difference, and that's what I really want to bring to you guys over this weekend. So if you're not registered, you still have time. You'll still get all the bonuses. You'll still get the free course. By the way, the free course not only includes the recording, but it's gonna, over 20 hours of video tutorials where I'm like screen sharing and showing you guys everything, plus the tangible stuff, because you need the tools. Like, you go online and get contracts, but it's the wrong contract, or it's like the right contract, but there's like one term that's not in there that could fuck your whole deal. So, it's tools, it's contracts, it's marketing materials, it's a rehab estimating software that I made specifically for wholesalers. It's all of my wholesalers. So it's basically everything. I didn't build it to make a course. I built the shit for me. This is the shit that I used. And then I was like, oh, there are people looking for this. I could just throw it in my course. It'll be dope. It's access to my secret Facebook mentor, secret Facebook mastermind group, where if you guys ask a question there, I'm going to respond. And if it's a deep question I can't answer in one sentence, I'm going to jump on a live like this. I'm going to talk to you about it and tell you exactly how to solve it. So, damn, I've been yammering for like a good half hour here. So, thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to everyone who's watching this on the replay. I'm going to get back to some work. Make sure you leave those comments and your questions so I can go over them, address them either proactively before we get in so I know what to cover. Or if you're on the live, let me know. We'll go through it. It's going to be something real special where again, you'll get the recording if you can't be there all 3 days. I understand, but I highly recommend. This is literally something, people say, oh, this could change your life. This is the real shit that can and will change your life. Like, that is exactly what it did for me. That's what I wanted to do for you, but you have to be engaged. And I feel like when you know, invest in yourself in terms of whether it be money or time, you know, if you invest 3 days of your time and you are here and you're live and I can be unfiltered and say the shit that I need to say, it's really a position where you're going to be a lot more engaged. You're going to be a lot more motivated. I'm going to be showing stuff, and you're going to have the opportunity to be like, whoa, 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 Mike, I didn't get that part. Like, yo, slow it down, man. Can you go back and show me that? And be able to do that in real time until you're comfortable doing it. And whatever else you guys want to do, I have a lot of stuff prepared, PowerPoints and videos, and we'll do some live stuff. But anything else that you guys, you know, want to talk about or have me address, that's what we're gonna do. So I really, really look forward to and hope to see as many of you as possible tomorrow. Jose signed up, man. Congratulations. Get a good night's sleep, because you know, to date, the longest training I've done. Well, actually, I planned webinars for an hour. We've been on them 5 hours, but I think it's gonna be what, 3 days, and we may go 4 hours, we may go 5 hours. A lot of it will depend on you guys. You might go 8 hours, so it might be 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, might be 24 hours, but I'm up for the challenge, you know. If Tony Robbins could do it, well, I'm pretty inspired by him. I think I can, not saying I'm Tony Robbins level, but if he can be so pumped up about something, and I'm very passionate about this, as you guys probably know, I'm confident I can do it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in the morning. And also, for those of you who are signed up, you should already have emails and login instructions and access to some materials you're going to need. If you don't have that right now, you need to send an email to support@wholesalingwithmike.com to make sure you have that, because you're going to need it in the morning. I'm going to send out an email early in the morning, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock. Yes, you can log in. Sorry, I'm reading. Saw a potential wholesale deal today on the MLS. Can't wait to learn. Awesome, man. I really want you to operate with a sense of urgency. If you want to send me, where's that deal? If you want to let me know about it, we can talk about it tomorrow. We could look at it live, and let's make this, you know, I always want to, with the way I coach too with students, I always like to, you know, anytime I get a question, right, I want to give them the theory behind it so they know what to do in the. Then I'm going to give a copy and paste response when appropriate, and if they need to get back to a seller or an agent, say exactly what to say. And then in addition to that, if that's appropriate, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's just hypothetical or theoretical, but you know, we're talking about actual deals. But then I always want to leave you with a tangible action step. You know, this is what you need to do. So in terms of this, okay, cool. If you have a potential deal, let's take a look at it tomorrow, and then you need to leave the training and not be like, oh, that was good to learn, I should do that. It's going to be like, okay, I'm leaving the training knowing that I need to find this person's information using XYZ. I need to call them. I need to do, you know, XY, you know, this specifics. And then my goal that I'm going to be accountable to and committed to is submitting a written offer contract by tomorrow. No more waiting. No more I'll do it one day. No more I'll submit it Monday. I'll see what happens. The shit you need to, I'm gonna hold you to this. I'm gonna remember you, Jose. We're gonna write that contract up and send it out tomorrow, okay? This is the type of shit I'm talking about when it comes to getting results. This is the type of shit that we need to be doing, okay? So I hope that gets you guys pumped up, fucking motivated, because I am. And Mr. One Call Close, I hope you be joining me tomorrow, man. And yeah, 10 a.m. See you guys. Let's make it happen, all right? Thanks for joining me. I've been talking shit for a bit, but it's going to be absolutely worth it. So excited to see you guys tomorrow. Everyone who's already registered, you're going to get some additional instructions in the morning. Again, if you don't have anything or logins or the website or the link, make sure you send that email, support@wholesalingwithmike.com early in the morning. That way you don't miss anything, because it's all going to be good, all right? Thanks again for tuning in, my good people. I'm off to create some more content, get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you in the morning, all right? Peace. Yes, sir.